Adelaide is the perfect natural laboratory for doing isotope studies. We've got a huge contrast in the isotope values of the geology over a very small area. So the values that we see down on the Adelaide Plains are completely different to those on the Adelaide Hills. So it's a really unique opportunity to take advantage of those changes to do this study. The wonderful thing about koalas is that they're the perfect animal for mapping isotope values for two reasons. One, koalas are a bit like me. They're very lazy and they don't move far through the landscape. And actually, koalas drink very little water, so they get all of their isotope values out of the leaves that they eat. And because they come from a very small area and aren't moving much, they give a really precise pinpoint into what the isotope values are in the area that they live.
I used koala teeth and bone and some rodent teeth and bone to identify strontium and oxygen isotopes around South Australia as a mapping baseline so that we can determine eventually hunting patterns of Indigenous groups. Basically what I had to do was obtain some teeth and some bone fragments, clean them up, slice them, and I did two different techniques. I did a laser technique which put little spots into the teeth and bone, and that drew out the isotopes and sent that in for analysis. And the other was a TIMS approach, which is the chemistry where you actually have to dissolve the teeth.
This is really important foundational research that I'd like to see rolled out across the whole of Australia. There's been some big scale isotope mapping studies in Europe, in the Middle East, in the US, but there's only ever been one systematic study in Australia before, and that was up at Cape York. So this information gives us a whole new way to understand the archaeological record and movement of people and animals.